Welcome to PWS United, a podcast for the Prader-Willi syndrome community, brought to you by PWSA USA. This podcast gives the latest news in research, advocacy, and family support by bringing together staff, volunteers, PWS treatment specialists, biotech and pharmaceutical representatives, caregivers, family members, and individuals with PWS. Our goal is to share education, awareness, and resources with those living with PWS and their supporters. Join us in our mission to enhance the quality of life and empower those affected by Prader-Willi syndrome.
Well, good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Annie.
I have a very important question for you.
Shoot.
Do you know what is special about this episode?
I certainly do. We are so excited to be putting out and celebrating our 100th PWS United
Woo!
podcast episode. Woo! Shout it from the rooftops.
Yes, 100 episodes.
Amazing.
That is a lot of episodes. That's a
It
lot of
is.
information. That is an incredible puberty, excuse me. That is an incredible amount of information, conversations, just support and resources for the PWS community. And we're very excited to reach this milestone. And we're
Mhm.
grateful to you all for having been with us and listening along and sharing with your friends. That's such a great way to share this information and to help spread PWS awareness. So if you haven't yet, today, whenever you're listening to our 100th episode, we would love it if you would send a link to a friend or a family member and ask them, "Hey, do you want to learn more about PWS?" You can also go into the app that you're listening and you can leave us a rating and leave us a review and let us know what you like about the podcast and let us know if you have a favorite episode or maybe what you want to hear more of.
Take all the feedback and love that you want to give. I'll take it all. But Annie, it's been such a fun ride doing this with you specifically and with all of our guests and our basically third co-host Stacy when she
Yeah.
hops on to help. So I'm very grateful and I just feel very honored to do this with you. So yeah, I looking forward to many, many more episodes in the future and maybe we're like shaking it up a little bit in
Yeah.
the near future that we'll talk
Yeah.
about a little later. But for now, we're just gonna celebrate and go through our volume 150 Pulse newsletter. So I'll get us kicked off here. So our volume, again, 150 of our Pulse newsletter went out on July 3rd. And we started this newsletter with another very exciting announcement. In addition to it being our 100th episode, we also have registration for our 39th PWS National Convention open at this point in time, which we,
Woo!
yes, are
I'll just
also
be in the
screaming
applause
from
in the
the
background.
rooftops. It kicked off, I think, on July 1st, so last week, and the convention itself, if you don't know already, is taking place July 14th through 17th, 2027, and it will be at the Caribe Royale Orlando Resort in Orlando, Florida. And the biennial convention, if you don't know much about it, or if you are someone who has been coming for many, many years, you know that it's more than just an event. It really is a powerful reminder of what makes our community so special. This is where hundreds of family members, individuals with PWS, clinicians, researchers, professional providers, and advocates will all come together with a shared commitment to learning, connection, and support. There really is nothing quite like being in a space filled with people who truly understand the PWS journey. So we really hope that you'll be a part of it in 2027 with us. And we will have a link to register and to learn more about the convention in our show notes. But I wanted to give a little breakdown here on the podcast of what the week consists of. So the first 2 days, that July 14th and 15th, it's going to be our medical and scientific conference, our professional providers conference, and then we also have a medical and scientific poster reception that's happening on that Wednesday, the 14th. These 2 conferences are mostly for medical professionals, clinicians, etcetera, and our professional providers. Families are welcome to come and be observers in the medical and scientific conference, but the professional providers conference is just closed to professional providers, just to make sure everyone knows that. And then July 16th and 17th is, I think, what we would consider our kind of main event of the week, our family conference. And we'll also this time around have a 2-day Adults with PWS conference, which we have mentioned in the past, but we are so thrilled to be adding more time and more sessions and just more attention to our adults with PWS who want, a little more education
Mhm.
focused and connection focused conference experience. So we cannot wait to see those adults come together for this 2-day event. It's going to be fabulous. And then this is also when our PWS and sibling camps will take place. And then we're going to have 2 amazing events happening on July 16th, that Friday night. It's our Hope Lights the Night Family Glow Party that is free for anyone to attend. And then our Night Under the Stars Gala is a ticketed item. So you have to purchase a ticket for your loved one to go, but it is for individuals with PWS and their siblings to attend who are 7 and older. And we have a very, I would say, helpful, pretty in depth convention details page on our registration website. So we'll have that linked in the show notes as well, just in case you have additional questions. And there's an FAQ page on the website that you'll find in the menu. If you have questions, go check it out.
I have a
We will
question.
also, oh, yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead, Annie.
The Night Under the Stars gala, is that just for camp attendees? Like people who are just signed up for camp, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to be registered for the adventure camp or the sibling camp or the adult with PWS conference to be able to go to the Night Under the Stars gala. Yeah, it's for people
Okay.
attending the convention in some fashion. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Good question. And then we also in the show notes will have a link to book your stay at the Caribe Royale Orlando Resort. It is so gorgeous. We have been there actually for past conventions, but it has gone through I think, an entire redo renovation basically. So it might look completely different and even more beautiful this time around. So we can't wait. I have personally not been there yet. I don't think you have either, Annie.
No. Nope.
But we get to go in January to check it out, and we'll be doing a lot of videos and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. We'll do some of our fun walkthrough ones that we did for Arizona. Those were fun. Yeah, we'll have a lot of information, a lot of details about conference, about the hotel, all in the show notes, and I think of another thing that we could include is that Annie and I just did last week a Facebook live stream about how to register. It's a lot about the convention, I would say, a lot of details,
Mhm.
but it also comes with kind of a little tutorial about how to register for the event because it's a pretty intuitive, long process. So,
Yeah. And
just to give a
timed,
little
right?
help.
It's a timed process, so make sure you're
Yeah,
ready to commit once you sit down to start filling it out because
especially if you have campers. Yeah,
because if you walk away, you
no
have to
time
start
out.
your registration over again.
Yep, very true. So, if you have questions, if you're haven't registered yet and you're just wondering how that process works, go check out the Facebook Live. It's hopefully very helpful. I watched it back just to see where I messed up that Angela corrected me. And I realized I said the word 100 times. So
Oh.
I'm so sorry about that, everyone. Getting better at that. Didn't show there, but I'm attempting.
So our spotlight on PWS for this week was submitted by Rhonda Williams for, I believe, her daughter, Chastity Dawn Waldron, who is 32 living with PWS. And she wrote, Chastity was born full term and she was in Infinity ICU for 3 months. And at 18 months old, she was diagnosed with Prader-Willi syndrome. She had a lot of medical issues, seizures, cleft palate repair at 18 months old, and was fed on a G tube up until 1.5 years old. When she was 12, she got diagnosed with scoliosis. She graduated from high school in 2013. She loves drawing, music, playing on her games, and watching old time movies. Now, at present time, her medical issues are high blood pressure, asthma, OSA, hypertension, cardiomegaly, hypoxia, lower extremity edema, and severe obesity. And with all of that, she stays positive and she is lovely in all caps and joyful and happy all the time. So we love to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing this. I love that this kind of gives us the full spectrum of it,
Mhm.
of PWS. There is a lot of challenges that come with it, but we can still have joyful, happy lives. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Rhonda, for sharing that. Our PWS resource spotlight was developed with support from a grant provided by Soleno Therapeutics, which is now a Neurocrine Biosciences company. This is understanding constipation in Prader-Willi syndrome. So, did you know that constipation is one of the most common and most serious health concerns in PWS if left untreated? I did, for sure. As a parent, it's one of my first concerns. I remember
Mm.
printing up the Bristol stool chart. We're traveling to Mexico and making sure we had the medical alert book. I think I've told that
Mhm.
story before that we ended up in the ER and the
Mhm.
doctor, my Spanish is not medical Spanish and he didn't speak English, but he could read English. So I was able to hand him the medical alert book and point to what I was concerned about. And then she was
Oh,
fine.
that's so helpful.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. So, because several body systems tend to work more slowly in individuals with PWS, constipation can become a significant challenge that's important to monitor and address early. So, this new guide covers typical causes of constipation in PWS, understanding slow bowels, types of constipation medicines, PWSA USA's GI chart, and a Bristol stool chart. So if you would like to check out this resource, if you want to download it, I definitely recommend it. It's a great one to have on hand, and there will be a button to do so in the show notes.
All right, moving on to our events and fundraisers section. I think before we get into the actual content, I want to just put a little plug that next week, July 15th, is our very own Katie Martinez's Dancing Through the Decades event. And that's happening in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, again on July 15th. And it's going to be so fun and
Mhm.
lively and just groovy and all of the Katie things. So
Yeah, yeah. Katie's
we
so
I
fun, and she told us that she did
yes.
a news and she sent it in the staff chat. I haven't watched it yet, but I guess she did a news report and they said, what are should people wear? She said something like, "Well, you can wear a costume or nothing at all." Or she said something like that. Like she meant like you don't have to wear a costume, but it came out sounding like you could just show up naked.
You can show up naked.
Maybe don't do that, but
Yes, I think she meant you can come not in
yeah.
costume if you want. Just to just
Yeah.
to clarify.
Yeah. Costume or
Just to
no
make sure people
costume.
know.
Definitely wear clothes.
Yeah. But we will have a link to register for Katie's event or to support Katie's event if you're not able to attend in person. But I just want to give Katie some love as she's getting close to her first event here,
Yeah.
which is really exciting. So go, Katie. We love you. Yeah. All right. And then a couple events are coming up in California that are hosted by Soleno Therapeutics, again, a Neurocrine Biosciences company. And they're the PWS Community Days. We have been sharing a lot of those throughout the year. They've been going all over the country. And this time around, they will be in two different places in California. So on Saturday, July 25th, they will be in Los Angeles at the California Science Center. And then on Saturday, August 8th, they will be in the San Francisco Bay Area at the Children's Discovery Museum in San Jose. So these are days that are just filled with connection, fun, and education for PWS families. The planned sessions will take place from 1 to 4 Pacific time. And families are invited, though, to visit the museum itself a little bit earlier for between 10 a.m. and 10 and 12:45. So you can get acclimated and enjoy the exhibits. These are also free events to come and enjoy the museum. So if you're in the area and you want to attend, it really is such a fun time and they put on a great day.
Well, I was just say when I saw this, I was really excited because I'm like, "Oh, yeah, something's happening in California that I could
Yeah,
go to." And, well, San Jose is like 5, 6 hours away. But I would still go, except that I'm not around. I'm getting back
not gonna
from,
be home. Yeah,
Indiana.
of course.
Yeah.
Like, the one
Me
time you're not in the state. It's how it goes, honestly. It's
Yeah.
nuts. But yeah, it is gonna be such a great event. I know we have a lot of California families, so if you're one of them and you're listening, go check them out. They're, again, really fun days. So we'll have the links to the registration links in our show notes for both Los Angeles and San Francisco events, so go check those out. And then the PWS Roadshow is going to a couple additional locations coming up. On July 11th, they will be in Spokane, Washington. And then on July 18th, they will be in Medford, Oregon. And do you want to talk a little bit about that, Annie?
Yes, because I do get to go to that one. Yay.
Yay.
Because Medford, Oregon is way closer. Not way close. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 hours.
It's closer though.
So it's closer for sure. Yeah, but it's still whatever. It's fine. I live in the
It's fine.
redwoods. They're worth it. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for this event, and I just think it's such a cool idea, and what a great way to reach more families because I think we all can recognize that not everybody can travel to conference or to travel to the state organization
Mhm.
events or, it's just it can be really hard to travel, so I just love this idea of traveling around and trying to meet families where they're at.
Yeah.
And even if it's only, 5 or 6 families show up, like, that's amazing. That's more families that we're being able to connect with, get
Mhm.
information to, all of that stuff. So I think I really love these events, and I have some Pacific Northwest pride. Really cool. So I'm really excited to go. So if you are listening and if you are in the Medford area or close enough within, 4 hours, you should register and come down and meet Freya. And I am taking Freya. So we're very excited.
I can't wait to see photos and hear about it. You'll have to do a little recap on
Yeah.
some episode of some kind in the
Yeah.
future.
Well, our next Pulse episode will be the
Oh,
day
that
after.
next Tuesday
Yeah.
or that Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll hear about it soon. Yay.
Yeah, you will.
I
Buckle
I
up.
think it just dawned on me how close July 18th
Oh,
is.
you're like, that's like 2 months away.
Whoa. Yeah, in my brain, I was like, it's like next month or the month after. No, it's like next week. Okay.
Yeah.
All good. Don't listen to me.
All right. So moving on to advocacy, we have a call for our Nevada families. Now it's too late to submit for public comment for the Nevada Drug Utilization Review Board meeting, which will be on Thursday, July 16th from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it's too late to leave a public comment, but you can definitely still attend the meeting, I believe. It will be held virtually. And this is to review Vykat XR, which of course is the first ever hyperphagia treatment specifically for individuals living with PWS that was approved by the FDA in March 2025. So we encourage families to attend the meeting in support of the PWS community and Vykat, and you can learn more about that using the link in our show notes. And we have a specific call for our Georgia families. The Georgia Association for Prader-Willi Syndrome is asking families to fill out a short survey. And they sent out a letter, and this is part of that letter. As part of our ongoing advocacy efforts, we have an opportunity to introduce new legislation that would allow individuals with PWS to qualify for state benefits and services based on their diagnosis alone. State representatives are often under the impression that families are receiving the services they need. We know that is not always the case. We have been asked to present data quantifying the challenges our community faces when attempting to access services. Your responses will help us show legislators what families are actually experiencing across Georgia. We are asking all caregivers and guardians in our Georgia PWS community to complete a short survey about state services you have applied for, been approved for, been denied, or had to appeal. It is imperative that every family completes this survey so we can present a comprehensive overview to the legislators. This information can help us advocate for better access to services, provide more accurate information to state leaders, help future families know what to expect, identify common barriers, denials, and appeal issues, and show where support is still needed. So, if you are a Georgia PWS family, we strongly encourage you to go to the show notes, find the link for the survey, and fill it out by July 15th. And that's that. That's it for
Love it.
advocacy.
That's it. So for family support, we have a really great blog to start with, I think, in just following the theme of our convention registration opening. We decided to do a repost of a past blog from last summer, and Annie actually contributed it.
Yeah.
So I might also have you just jump in,
Yeah.
Annie, really quick to talk through what this blog is and what inspired you to write it.
Yeah. So I wrote this after taking Freya to her first PWS conference, and just the experience of, as you've gathered, I live in a kind of isolated area, so we don't there's not a lot of big events, not a lot of meeting people with PWS around here. So I wrote this blog about going taking her to conference and watching her recognize the people around her and feel
Mhm,
connected and be in a space that was specifically for people like her, and just like the happiness that came from that,
mhm,
and just what a great experience it was. So in the blog, I shared my feedback, and then I also had Freya share hers, so she wrote up a little bit as well. So that's also in the blog. So if you're interested in checking that out, it was just a really beautiful experience, and I want everybody to have that experience. So there you go.
yeah, I'm so glad that you wrote it because you had been to a conference in the past as a
Yes.
speaker, but
Yeah.
this was the first time. I mean, you were there as staff this time, so it's a little different
Right.
experience, but still is from the parents' eyes perspective, and you got to watch your 2 of your daughters, Freya, interact with other peers, and then Rona interact with other siblings,
Uh-huh.
which I'm sure was really awesome to witness. And I remember you saying that she, like, met some people that she wanted to go and see at the, like, pool later that day, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was cool for me. I was, like, very adjacent to all of it, but I was third party witnessing,
Yeah.
and even for me, it left an impact to see your family thriving there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it really is an incredible event. I think almost anyone, if not everyone you speak to who has been to one in the past will have just positive things to share. So,
Yeah. Well, and it's just that to have the opportunity, I think oftentimes we don't realize how much we adapt to the space that we're in,
mhm,
until you get to be in a space where you're like, "Oh, I don't have to explain anything. I don't have
yeah,
to worry about like a
meltdown.
behavioral
Mhm,
meltdown, or, I just like everybody here understands."
and people can jump in. Like,
Yep. And there's
it's
people to help.
awesome.
Yeah, like
Yep,
if there's ever a time to have an emergency. Let's
yeah.
cut that out. No emergencies at a conference. Um,
Well, thank you for writing that, and for those who haven't read it yet, I encourage you to do so, and we'll have that link in our show notes. Moving on now, there is a new website for the Minnesota chapter. The website was debuted at the PWSA of Minnesota's annual community meeting of the chapter on June 6th. And it's a really great resource for families in the PWS community to find PWS specific resources, along with specific Minnesota resources like the events that are happening and adults with PWS specific camp that's happening, Minnesota Disability Services, and snapshots of the board members so you can get to know the people behind the screen as well. So we'll have a link to the website in our show notes, and already it's such a cute picture. I think that's Jen,
I think
Andrew's
so,
daughter,
yeah.
on the homepage. It's so adorable. So immediately you smile when you enter the website. So awesome job to PWC of Minnesota for putting this together and sharing it with everybody. We're happy to do that. We're excited to do that. And then our Ask Nurse Lynn for the week was submitted on behalf of a male who is 20 years old with a deletion subtype. The topic is supporting a long life with PWS. And the question submitted was, I want to know how to help our son live longer and how to be ready for him to outlive me. This is a topic and a question that
Mhm.
is so prevalent. I think it pops up more than almost any other question that I hear or concern that I hear in the 5 years that I've been here. So I think a lot of families would benefit from reading this answer from Nurse
Uh-huh.
Lynn.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, we'll have that linked in our show notes. But we're also going to have specific conversations around this in the near future about transitions and getting older
Mhm.
and, yeah, adult loved ones. And
Yeah.
this question specifically, I'm sure. So
For some
we'll
of us
have
in
more
the
information.
very, very near future, behind the
Yeah.
scenes of podcasting, we will be recording that
Yes.
interview in like 2 hours.
In like 2 hours. We're going to talk all about it. But yeah, we're excited to put more information out about it because again, it's so heavy. It weighs really heavy on our families. So
Mm.
stay
Yeah, and
tuned.
yes. So I do wanna throw in here that Nurse Lynn is taking a very much needed break, and we are going to have to pause the Nurse Lynn submissions for a bit while she's traveling. Between July 12th and August 24th, submissions will be paused. We'll still be putting out the post every Wednesday because we have enough Nurse Lynn submissions to post for the next year. So there are so many.
Yes.
She works so hard. And so I'm glad that she's getting to go do some traveling and she has a daughter graduating, things like that. So very excited for her and we wish her safe travels. But please note that we will not be accepting submissions for that period. And
Yes.
we'll have that typed up somewhere on social media and things like that. So
Yeah,
uh,
those dates will be out there for you to reference in other
yeah.
places so you don't forget.
Yeah. In our research section, we get to share that Trend Community recently hosted a webinar called Shedding Light on PWS and Sleep, Understanding Cataplexy. And this is for the PWS community. So this webinar featured Dr. Aaron Chidikel. I apologize if I'm getting the name wrong. I did not watch the recording yet, although I'm very excited to do so because cataplexy is something that we have dealt with Freya. So this doctor, along with community members Justice Rickenbach and Charlotte Tan, shared their lived experiences and perspectives on recognizing cataplexy, understanding its connection to sleep disorders and PWS, and navigating the challenges it can bring. And you can watch this webinar recording on YouTube by using the link in our show notes. Carrie, when we were talking about the 100th episode and you said it's been an honor, and I just wanted to clarify that it has been an absolute honor for me as well. And I've really enjoyed doing this project with you, and I'm excited that we're going to continue it and that it's going to continue to be a source of information. I'm inspired by the topics that we are going to be talking about coming up and how we're moving forward with this. I'm really excited. So I hope you all have been enjoying it, and I hope that you share it and yeah, get it all out there. But yeah, thanks, Carrie. It's been fun.
Agreed. Thanks, Annie. Thank you for listening to this episode of PWS United. If you want to learn more about Prader-Willi syndrome and how PWSA USA is making strides in advocacy, family support, and research, visit www.pwsausa.org. And while you're there, we encourage you to sign up for our Pulse email newsletter to stay informed about the latest news, resources, and events. Don't forget to subscribe to the PWS United podcast so you never miss an episode. Our team is always available to support families and their loved ones living with PWS 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can call us at 941-312-0400 or email info@pwsausa.org. Catch a new episode next Tuesday, and until then, have a great week.